RouG, baby, on the beats.
Junior, no, he's gonna let us down once again. Sorry about that. Let's jump into our first topic. Hello, Governor. How are you today?
All right, how you doing?
I'm chilling. Listen,
Yeah.
it's a great day. We won.
Yeah, you did. Sure did. And I don't know if you know, but Carolina's the last perfect team in the NFL. So there's also
Is that not imperfection?
No, it's perfect. Because they have all the numbers on the one side.
Yeah, sure. What's up first? It's pip, not chip. It's pip. Pip, cheerio. Get it right.
I don't think anyone says that.
I mean, they used to say it over there. First is old, so.
Jay, come on, bruv. What are you on about?
But that's not. I mean, I know they were in England, and they call people governor. So get it right. Like know what you're talking about first before you start coming to people. Like, don't start off my stream like this. It's calm.
Bit aggressive, isn't it?
I know it was like that. I'm sorry. It's first though.
Wow.
Oh, now that you've been proven wrong, who cares, right? Like, it's because you're wrong. Now it's classic first. Listen, don't get mad at me.
Classic first.
Because the Bills are about to give y'all a new one.
Saquon's playing.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Good. We need to tune up so we can trade for him. So you know what I'm saying.
I mean, Ireland's part of the island, though.
I guess so. All right, listen. Welcome to the RouG Pod. It's your man Hendo here. Special guest Brodney. Back as always to do his due diligence to give his opinion on the Baltimore Ravens. Tonight, though, this is a special night because it's going to be a very short night.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
It's a very short night.
Yeah.
I have a giant baby that's walking around that I need to tend to.
Wow, why they got to be a giant?
Because she's a giant baby. Like she's about 6 and she's 3. And I think I hear upstairs humming. But I think everybody's about to leave, so they're gonna leave me alone with her once again. So we're gonna get this thing started.
You keep talking about that like you don't love watching Moana and Encanto with that girl.
I do, but last night, as you can see, I did a stream at like 3:00 in the morning because she just keeps me up. And then as soon as I got off the stream, went and laid down and was like, all right, fine, let me get a nap before this game starts. That's when she wakes up.
Is there more? No. 30 minutes left yesterday.
Yes, indeed. But let's see who we got in here. We got Mr. J6. What's going on, bro? TMJ sucks. Brandon Bazel's in the house. Of course, we got Bum Scoop himself, Mr. Mutana.
Well, he said he's heard Chip Cheerio. So.
Right. Good for him. He's heard a lot of things that weren't true. Chen Wu. Welcome back to the channel. What's going on? Dave, what's going on, cuzzo?
Don't be like that, Dave.
Don't be like that for real. You all the bees in the house. How you feeling? Like I said, we're gonna try to make this Domino's pizza 30 minutes or less. So let's jump into these topics. So the Baltimore Ravens defeated the Tennessee Titans in London, 24-16. So my question to you, Brodney, starting off is, looking at this season and looking at this game, do you think that the Baltimore Ravens are a good team? Now I know they have a winning record, but do you think they are a good team?
Yeah. I think they're a good team. I think they're a team that would benefit greatly from their head coach getting out of their way. They are starting to get healthy. They've got their guys back on the O-line. They got their guys back in the receiving core. Some of the guys back on defense. And you saw that the offense was moving today. You know, they were moving up and down the field with relative ease until they got into the red zone. At which point, I don't know. But I think that they have, you know, they have the talent to be a good offense if those guys stay healthy and play consistently. And I think that we just need to see some better play calling, better decision making from the coaching staff.
Yes, and we need some production from the O&O Express. It's fast approaching. First
They
of all,
don't
Chinbu.
approach anything fast.
First of all, Chinbu, love your positivity, but let's be real about the situation. Ojabo's on IR, so he's going to miss at least the next 3 games. Odafe Owe,
Who cares?
we don't really.
Chan, you should do a show with Jay though.
Yeah, you do. As long as they don't talk about the Panthers, it's going to be all positivity. Now, you said that they have to make this a good team or a good offense. Do you put them in the upper echelon? Do you put them with the Kansas Cities, possibly the Buffalo Bills? Now, should I even say San Francisco and Philly?
Well, you know how I feel about San Francisco. I think they have the best roster in the league, and I have zero worry of them winning a title because of Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy. You know, with the way Kansas City's roster is set up right now, you know, with like Kadarius Toney and Justin Watson and Sky Moore and Justin Ross, you know, those guys being their top receivers. I think that Baltimore can beat them if they hit the playoffs healthy. Like I said, the biggest concern for Baltimore is John Harbaugh and the way he wants the team to run, which is kind of contrary to the way the team is set up to run. I also am not thrilled with the fact that they still run Lamar more than any quarterback in history. You know, they say that they're cutting back, but he had 13 carries again today. You know, and he led the team in rushing again today. So they're obviously not cutting back at all on using his legs. They're just incredibly lazy when it comes to, you know, big plays where they have to get a first down, where they need to pick up a certain amount of yards. They just resort to Lamar will do it.
Facts. For me, I just think that along with coaching, I have yet to see them put together a complete game. Mm-hmm. They'll put together a dominant quarter, a dominant half, and this goes for offense and for defense. Just like starting this game off, for the season, the Ravens are one of, I think, 2 teams to score first in every game. So we are 4-2, but we scored first in every game. So we started off fast, essentially. In this game, Lamar started off especially fast, going 7 for 7 for 99 yards.
Yeah,
you know, all the attack and all the venom that was spewed at him throughout the last week, he kind of quieted for a second, and he finished the first half 13 for 17, 150 yards and a touchdown. Wonderful. Games looks like it's gonna be a blowout. Tennessee gives us a hand. They fumble right before the half, give us a field goal. We go up 18-3. I thought the game was over. I'm doing other things. I'm not even paying attention to the game. But then once again, a John Harbaugh-led team rears this ugly head. Like I said, Lamar had 150 yards in the first half. Second half, he had 73 yards and an interception. It's not, things are not connecting with me. And once again, I think this falls back on Jonathan Harbaugh because he's playing not to lose.
Yeah.
And once again, this defense, how outwardly that most people think that they give up leads. And once Lamar threw that interception, and I will say, regardless of whose fault it was, you can blame Rashad, you can blame Lamar, whomever you put the blame on him. I do believe Lamar shouldn't have threw that ball. Personally, he shouldn't have threw that ball. And the turnovers have to stop because he's had at least one turnover in every game this season. I'm not even going back to last season. I'm not putting anything on him, but I do think that these turnovers need to stop. I think the second half is where we collapse totally. In every game, we've let teams back in it, and we started to let Tennessee back in it. Our run defense suffered. Our passing game, 73 yards, it's just not working. Somebody is not happy.
And that's with a couple of sets of coordinators, right? That's with Wayne Martindale and Greg Roman, and that's with McDonald and Todd Monken now that you see the same issues persisting, which means it's not really on the coordinators. It's on the head coach. because there have been personnel changes on the field as well, right? And just things just don't seem to change in Baltimore. So you hit Hurts enough. Well, yeah, I mean, Jay, that's true of every quarterback. Those guys, those guys, you get pressure. I mean, and that's why outside of Baltimore, people know that you need to get pressure on the quarterback. Yeah, Bateman didn't really try with the ball, but he wasn't going to get a hand on that. Now, look, and I tend to think that the players' reactions tell you whose fault it was, and Lamar was very clearly indicating it was Rashad Bateman's fault. But that's fine. Again, they're young receivers in a brand new offense, and they didn't have any time in the offseason together. So there's going to be those kind of hiccups. You hate to see it every single week.
But when do you stop using that excuse? It's week 6.
It's week 6 for a team that didn't really get to practice together at all in training camp, didn't play any snaps together in the preseason, and even during the regular season, they haven't been together for 6 weeks. The O-line has been banged up. The receivers have missed some games, so they haven't had 6 weeks together. But go home and study your playbook, Rashad.
Oh, we could just trade him to Carolina.
You could do that too. 4th round pick coming your way. I know how EDC loves him.
4th round pick.
What do you? Oh, I'm sorry. What are you expecting for a guy who has 800 yards in 3 seasons?
Can we get a 3rd?
No, you cannot.
I take the 4th. Gosh, darn it. Yeah, I really won't. All right, let's move on because I hit this little guy up there throwing a fit. I don't even know what's wrong with that. But give me your offensive player of the game.
Offensive player of the game is going to be Lamar. Lamar had, with that interception aside, Lamar was fantastic today for the most part. And, I thought that the O-line played pretty well. I thought they probably had their best game of the season up front. Nelson Aguilar showed up. Odell had a couple nice plays. Zay had a couple nice plays. The only person who didn't really show up is Rashad Bateman. So maybe a 5th. But also, I want to say that y'all have to get a better solution than Gus Edwards because it's just he's not it.
Wow. Okay. I wasn't expecting you to say that. I mean, to that extent, Justice Hill isn't it either. They need.
He's more it than Gus. He might be at least the I, even if he doesn't have the T. Gus ain't got nothing. Gus ain't got nothing.
Yeah, easily. So MDT says Lamar Jackson easily. I'm not going to say Lamar Jackson easily. I'm going to say it's Justin Tucker. My offensive player of the game is Justin Tucker. Unfortunately,
he don't play offense.
He don't. But yeah, guess what? He's our offense. 6 for 6. 6 for 6 in field goals.
Guess what? He don't play offense though.
Okay.
So who is your player of the game on the offensive side?
Mike Vrabel. Horrible play calling. Mike Vrabel. I mean, I guess you can put Lamar as the offensive player of the game. Like, I don't have any problem with it. And like I said, I don't have an issue with the turnover, so to speak, but I do want to see more from him consistently for 4 quarters.
Yeah.
And not to put it all on his shoulders. I want to see one complete game because coming into next week, and I'm not saying that Detroit is a powerhouse, but we're going to get a team that's, for the most part, relatively healthy with a decent offensive line and weapons.
You don't know that Detroit's one of the elite teams in the league. They're 13-3 over the last 16 games, even though they didn't make the playoffs last year.
Listen, I'm not gonna say they're elite. I'm not gonna say they're 31st. I'm gonna put them somewhere in the center. So I need to see a complete game because I want to know how they're going to do. Listen, we still have San Francisco and Miami coming up. And we need to prepare for them and the playoffs. This isn't going to get it done. We're not going to take and go up against a playoff caliber team, and this isn't going to ride. Scoring 18, 22 points.
Pretty sure Carolina softened Miami up pretty nicely for you. So, I don't know what you mean. San Francisco, fair enough. That's a tough one, but I mean Miami, they're gonna be reeling for a few weeks. Okay.
I mean, kind of blew your load kind of early. Like, You started the game 14-0. You was like, listen, give it everything we got, and we ain't got no more. Like they put Mike effing White in the game.
Hey. Mike White had one pass attempt, and it was a 60-yard interception return for a touchdown. Why not, Yolanda? That's what you did the first time.
But we had a defense that could score now.
Mm-hmm. You went 5 games without scoring a touchdown. Yeah.
Hey, I mean that didn't
take us your way.
That didn't take us
your way into the playoffs.
Once we got to the playoffs, yeah. Damn, how do you not score a touchdown in 5 games and win 3 of
them? Towards Trent Dilfer for the not scoring part.
But not, yeah, my brother hates that. My brother's like, why did y'all let go of Trent Dilfer? Like, you should at least given him a shot the next season. I was like, no, we shouldn't.
What did he do after that?
Became an analyst.
Right. Not a Super Bowl winning quarterback for another franchise. Not even a long-term starter for another franchise.
Not even. What's going on, Julian? He says Tavius Robinson has made more of an impact than the O&O Express this year. Choo.
It's not fair to say.
This is a fact. No, but it's true. It's true. Like, as bad as Tavius Robinson has been, he has been more impactful on the field.
I don't think it is true.
Jabo and
what has he done? Okay, but so did Owe. So was Ojabo.
Did he? He's made a couple pressures.
Ojabo has a sack, doesn't he? And
Ojabo has a sack.
Owe has a sack.
Owe does not have a sack.
Yes, he does.
Owe has ghost peppers. He's got that. Almost had him. Got to be faster than that.
Y'all loved it when it was Justin Houston. All of a sudden, it's a bad thing now, though. Huh? All right.
But at least Justin Houston got sacks.
Oh no, he doesn't. Oh no.
Yeah,
he's got QB hits though.
Oh, I mean, anybody can hit the quarterback after they throw him.
No, because that's a delicate dance there because you get penalized for that.
I mean, sometimes you do. Yes,
but I don't see Tavius Robinson. I see he's made 8 tackles.
He's played 25% less at a time.
Has he played 25% less of the time? Because it says he's played in 5 games.
Oh yeah, but the number of snaps.
And Odafe Owe has only played in 2 games. And Ojabo's played in 3 games. So I don't think your math is adding up there, Scott Steiner.
I mean, if I'm a starter and I play most of the game and I'm a backup and I come in for one, listen, Rock Yassin, he's played the last 2 games and I think he's totaled 10 snaps in the last 2 games, most of them on special teams.
Okay.
Oh, okay, Chimbu. He has multiple pressures.
Boom, multiple pressures.
That's worth a 50 option.
How many does Tavius Robinson have?
Man, I don't care. He's a bum to me. We shouldn't have drafted him. We shouldn't have drafted all 3 of those guys.
Any of the 3. Come on now.
Yeah, we shouldn't have drafted any of them.
You know who's more impactful than all of them? Tyus Bowser, just by not being there. So that's not great.
Thanks.
So I might want to package up that garbage and try and ship it out for whatever you can get.
But they're not. They're going to hold on and try to make some kind of way. Because listen, we still got to, or for the fans' perspective, we still have to do something with Patrick Queen.
And you can put together a nice farewell party. I don't know what else you want to do.
They want to re-sign him.
No, because what are you going to do with that many number 1 inside linebackers? Right? You got Roquan, and what if you keep Queen, and then you got Marv Harrison, and you got Trenton Simpson, and I've heard some people talk about Jamario Moon and Josh Ross and all these guys. Only so many snaps to go around.
I mean, you know. Oh well, whatever. Couldn't care less. We'll get to that bridge when we come to it. Who brought it to you in this game as the defensive player of the game?
The whole defense played well. I just, I'm having trouble picking out one guy who really stood out. I'll say Jadeveon Clowney, I guess. I want to say Clowney, or maybe I'll go ahead and say Clowney. Yeah, it's fine. Just Jadeveon Clowney. They all played well. They all played well. But I'll give player of the game to just David Clowney.
That's right. They got ejected.
They damn sure did.
Didn't they? Didn't they? I guess they might put Hamilton in that role. I won't put anything.
Well, that's what I was told earlier. Their edge rushers are Hamilton and Patrick Queen. So now I guess you do have to replace one. There it is, Jay. Geno Stone. Thank you, Jay.
That was my pick.
Well, that was my pick, and you got to change it up.
Okay, I'll take Jadeveon Clowney. Listen, Jadeveon Clowney has been our most consistent pass rusher all year. Now he's Justin Houston it quite a bit and let a lot slip through his fingers, but he actually got the 2 today. Geno Stone, he saved Marlon Humphrey from getting burnt. Like he saved him.
Admirable. But the problem that I had with Matabike, the problem that I have with Jadeveon Clowney is like the sacks came on a dude who refused to throw the ball.
He did, yeah.
Malik was just standing back there. He was like, "I bet you won't get me. I bet you won't get me. I hope you won't get me." Like, oh shit, you got me again. The man played 1 quarter and got sacked 4 times.
How? Well, I know how, because Tennessee is not the team that they used to. Listen, they're on the 1 yard line. And thank you for this, Mike Vrabel. They're on the 1 yard line, and Derrick Henry's on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
It makes no sense whatsoever. But yeah, Geno Stone. It doesn't. Listen, the defense played well. They have a penchant for giving up double-digit leads. They tried today. They tried a little bit today, but just Malik Willis was a little bit too inept to actually give the game away. He tried his best to say, "You take it," because I don't want it. And if they'd put Will Levis in there, we'd be talking something different. Will Levis was in there.
Don't use your platform to try to pump up somebody's trade value, man. It's disgusting, honestly.
I just actually during the game I got a trade offer for Malik Willis. So.
Oh yeah, did you?
Yeah, I don't know. I should take it though.
Yeah, you should, because it ain't gonna be the offers ain't getting better.
Facts.
I don't even know what the offer was, but I know it ain't gonna get better.
I told you that dude cannot play. He should not have been a first round pick. I was mad.
He wasn't a first round pick.
No, I'm saying I was mad that he wasn't a first round pick because I brought him to the hype. But
Yeah.
then when I watched him play last year and this year, I'm like this. They was right.
Well, as I tell you, he needed to sit. He needed to be coached, and they're not coaching him in Tennessee. They gave up on him last year.
It did. And then they went and drafted another quarterback. But they need to give up on Ryan Tannehill. He is.
They do, but they can't coach quarterbacks. So who they're going to put in? They're going to put in Malik. You're going to put in mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise and coffee. That's right. All right, B. Give me a good and bad and ugly for this game, please, sir.
Why is he even rostered? Damn, Chen Wu, channeling your inner J.
Whoa. Not you, Mr. Positivity. No, it's not. No. If you're negative, then what are we?
My goodness.
All
right, good, bad, ugly. I'm going to say the good.
Right.
I'm going to say the good is the O-line. I think that this is, they weren't particularly great, but I'm trying to be positive with them, trying to give a little positive reinforcement. I thought this was their best game.
Mm-hmm.
So, props for that. And Tennessee's front is no joke.
Okay. This is true.
So I'll go with the O-line for the good. The bad, I'm going to say, man, the bad, I'm going to say is the coaching staff in the red zone.
True.
Just awful play calling in the red zone. They should have had, God knows how many touchdowns today that they just ran right up the middle with the running back situation. Because Gus Edwards is not a good running back. He's not a starting caliber running back. And they keep banging their heads against this wall. And it's going to come back and bite them when they play good teams.
Okay. Okay. Ouch. First and foremost, let me start off with that. Hurtful. So for me, I guess the good is like Julian said, Zay Flowers got his first NFL touchdown after so many close calls. Like he put a juke on that linebacker. Like it was a decent move. The bad is going to be the offensive line. And like you said, they listen. Take nothing away from Tennessee's defensive line, like they're outstanding, but our offensive line just collectively throughout the season just have not been what we thought that they should be. And on your show earlier in past couple of weeks, there have been discussions: should we trade Ronnie Stanley? Because we're not getting the value out of him for his contract. I don't think we should trade him, like you said, because we don't really have a replacement. Patrick McCarry is not a replacement. He's not a left tackle. We don't have anybody in tow right now. Zeitler's getting worse. Morgan Moses, he's an op. He's not playing well either. John Simpson is just what we thought he was going to be coming into the season. So for me, the offensive line is a detriment, especially playing this defensive line. Luckily, their linebackers suck, and their secondary is horrible. Luckily. So that's that. As for the ugly, like you said, it's going to be the red zone efficiency. They had 17 plays inside the red zone for the game. 17 plays. And in 17 plays, they mustered 48 yards. That is ridiculous.
Okay, but to be fair, there's not a lot of yards to be had down there. All right, they did get the one touchdown. Okay,
Right.
They scored a boatload of points in the red zone. Just not now. I mean, as long as you don't keep scrolling over to the column that says like the number of points possible, then you're good.
B, it's 20 yards. I was within a 20-yard distance 17 times. 17 times.
It wasn't 20 yards all 17 times, Hendo.
No, it didn't have to be 17 yards.
Sometimes it was one and they couldn't get it.
Even if they got 5 yards each trip.
Sometimes it was 2.
Sometimes one time I think they went backwards. Like yeah. So I think I don't know what it is about this coaching staff and this system that once we get a lead, we just go into a shell. And it's just like, listen, let's not be aggressive. I do know what it is. It's beating a dead horse though. Like how many ways
though? He riding right through it. Like you talking about beating a dead horse. These are arm tackles. He's running right through them. Okay.
He's still hot seat. Got a hot seat.
You gotta keep going until that horse is dead, Hendo.
I won a Super Bowl in 2012. Hot seat. Bill Belichick. I'm better than he is.
You see that man just galloping down the field, looking over his shoulder, talking about 2012 bitches.
Facts. But you listen, this team, like I said, this team will not take it to that next echelon, next step.
Yeah.
Until he's gone. Listen, we've done the dance. So we've done the dance since 2008. We brought in new offensive coordinators. We brought in new defensive coordinators. We brought in offensive assistants and scouts and just advisors to the team, and none of it's worked.
Mm-hmm.
So for all the intelligent individuals, you have to say, you know what is the common denominator in this equation? 16 years. There's a common denominator in this equation. And being that we are not getting over that hump, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah. Basil, no, it's not difficult to grade Gus behind the O-line for a couple reasons. One, the other back is doing better behind the same O-line. And two, if the O-line completely determines his performance, it tells you he's not good.
It's fact. Listen. I guess I have to give credit to Justice Hill because what he had 8 rushes, 7 yards a pop. And I have to give him credit just because they kept calling the same dumbass run play. They called it like 9 times. And I'm like, yo, they're starting to figure this out. For him to get yards is an amazing thing because we have no creativity on offense. Todd Monken is not the dude that some of y'all told me he was supposed to be.
You know what, though? I feel like John Harbaugh has a playbook and he hands it to every coordinator that walks in that door. It says, hey, I don't care what order you call them in. And then they look at it, they're like, order. There's only the 3 plays. Like, what do you mean? 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2. 2-1-3, 2-3-1. I don't know.
Run left, run right. Listen, and listen. I used to say this all the time.
Second half will flip it. I don't know.
I used to say this all the time. We used to run right on first down, run left on second down, and on third down we would run curl routes every time. And it just seems like none of it's changed. Like, and the offensive coordinator look at the sheet and be like, "What do you want me to do with this? One sheet, it's half a page." And he's like, "Make do. If you want to be here, make do." My sister told me that you did a phenomenal job at listening to others.
It took away Lamar's wristband because Todd Monken showed up. It's like, why you got an ornament? Ain't no fucking plays on here. What are you doing?
You know what? It was one time I saw that thing and it did look blank. It looked blank. So Lamar was pretending like it's nothing there.
Like, nah, said, I heard you. I'm just trying to find it. I don't
see it. Daniel said, "Do you have any confidence that if we got rid of Harbaugh, we would get somebody who isn't a run the ball, control the clock, and play defense type head coach?" Yes.
Yeah.
I have a lot of confidence in that. Like, listen, why is it that you, and I said this earlier, Bradney, why is it that we can trade Ronnie Stanley and easily find his replacement to some of you people, but we can't get rid of John Harbaugh and find his replacement? There's so many coaches out there. So many coaches. We passed on Eric Bieniemy. We passed on Ben Johnson. We passed on, the Philadelphia offensive coordinator.
Yeah,
Steichen. Yeah, Steichen. We passed on so many offensive coaches that could have taken Lamar to the next level.
Shanahan.
We passed on Kyle Shanahan. We passed on in LA? Little dude.
Little dude in LA? What you mean, little dude?
The head coach.
Why you call him little dude?
I don't know, because that's when I just see he just I don't know. What is his name?
But listen, the thing is, the other thing, Sean McVay. The other thing, Daniel, is when the owner decides to fire a coach, they typically go in the opposite direction of the coach they just had. Like, why would he fire that kind of head coach just to hire that kind of head coach?
Well, I mean, I think it's pretty much it'll be pretty much impossible for him to go out and replicate a special teams coach that don't care about winning. It's kind of hard to find it. Some guys just want to be head coaches, but where are you gonna find a special teams guy whose special teams just isn't up to par, or he just doesn't want to win, or doesn't want to learn?
Mo, what you mean? Todd learning as he goes. He's been an NFL offensive coordinator before.
At two different spots.
For like 4 or 5 years. He's not learning as he goes. They're just doing a bad job.
Yeah, he is. And I promise you, when I saw them try to do that wildcat fake to Mark Andrews, I was like, yo, they still have Greg Roman's playbook. It's no way that Todd Monken is supposed to be just this innovator, just supposed to just have these schemes and concepts down, and that's the play you run on 4th and 1. I give him credit. They didn't run Lamar up the middle. I give him credit on that one, but Mark Andrews, like, come on, like, yes, he's run offenses at Cleveland and Tampa Bay. He was the OC at Georgia, and I've seen Georgia do a lot of great things. And for him to come here and do what he's doing now, it lets me know he doesn't have any control. And when we signed him, we told people, we said, listen, they have their way, but there's a Raven way. And regardless with whom they bring in here, they still have to do it the Raven way. You said it so many times, B, you said it earlier in the stream. We're running Lamar entirely too much. 13 times this game. There's no way we should be running him that much. Where was Keaton Mitchell at? You activated him. Why was he not in the game?
Yeah. But Mo, this is what I'm saying. Like, he doesn't need to learn how to call plays. He knows how to call plays. The issue is that they were calling terrible plays in the red zone. It wasn't a learning who we can trust situation in the red zone. They were just, I mean, they were just taking, their trash ass running backs and ramming them to the back of an offensive line that couldn't open holes, and there was just no creativity going on. They weren't trying anything else. It's not a situation where he was like, "Damn, I don't know if I can trust veteran receiver Odell Beckham. I don't know if I can trust all pro tight end Mark Andrews. I better hand it to Gus the Bus.
Stop talking about a man like that. Like you gonna start acting like my man not a professional. Like,
I mean, no, I'm just saying. If you're learning who you can trust, you ain't going to Gus. That's not the default. Like I said, Mark Andrews was an all-pro tight end, right? He knows about Mark Andrews. He don't know about Odell. He don't know that Zay can catch. He's been forcing him the ball all season, right?
I mean, Odell had a nice little. He had a nice little. Yeah, I mean, 20-yard catch.
Even Nelson.
Nelson was almost gone in that one touchdown.
Bro, I felt bad for him. I want nice things for Nelson Aguilar, man, because people make fun of him a lot. And I think
he deserves it though.
I don't think he does. I think the amount that he gets made fun of is so far beyond the role that he has on any team. It's ridiculous, right? And he was so close. He was so close to being gone.
I was so happy. I was like, yes, he lives to fight another day. But then they were just like, nope, hit that shoestring tackle, and he just fell and got up. I'm like, I know I'm not gonna get another chance this game.
Mo, how are you gonna know how they execute if you don't run anything except Gus up the middle? And then when it doesn't work, Lamar, do something.
Fact. Oh, don't forget jet sweep left. Oh, and Tennessee saw it. They said, "Oh, Justice is in the game. It's a jet sweep." And this is
Wow.
That's exactly what happened.
Halloween just came to visit you, huh?
Like I can barely hear out the headphone, and I just hear something like in the background, like
you hear those horror movies. You just hear that you hear a child singing, and you're like, "Ain't no kid supposed to be here."
Okay. Do you want to say hi?
Go ahead and introduce her, Hendo.
Do you want to say hi?
Hi.
Listen, I'm so upset at the fact that her mother got her in here looking like an extra in a Colombian drug movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
She looked like, yeah, she got. I said, listen, don't have my child look like one of them little drug kids on the corner. What?
A drug kid on the corner.
If you ever saw one of those Tubi movies and you had them kids on the corner, this is exactly how they do their hair.
I see the clips of them Tubi movies, man. I need to get on Tubi. All right. That is
baby like a little boy.
Elite. That is elite comedy. Yeah, she pointing at the logo.
No, she not. She like playing with the green screen. She like getting behind it.
Yeah, it's fun. But I mean, on this side, it looks like she's pointing at the logo, Hendo.
I'm sorry. Yes, indeed.
Damn, man.
What do you do? What do you? That's why you can't have nice things.
I can have nice things. I ain't got no kids.
What's going on? It's a fact. I mean, my kids are grown, so you know.
Don't look like it.
I mean, I guess she hit me with the wrap it up, B. Wrap it up, B. Okay. Hello. You don't have a phone. Get away from me. All right. Brandon, give me your stock up, stock down.
All right.
If you had
stock up. You know, I'm going to have to say stock up is going to be Keaton Mitchell because the running backs were awful and he better get some playtime next week. On the other side, I would say Geno Stone. I think Geno is making the most of every. It's weird. It's weird because I was told repeatedly by Ravens fans that it was not possible to do this, but he is making the most of every opportunity he gets. No matter how long he's out on the field, he's making plays when he's out on the field. And I was told that, like, if, say, for example, you were playing wide receiver, you had to get 100 targets before you could produce. Mm-hmm. But Geno saying that ain't true. Stock down, definitely Todd Monken. Ooh. Because And it made it worse in the red zone because every time they got into the red zone and failed in the red zone, the announcers talked about how proficient they are in the red zone for the season. And so it just made it worse every time they got there and couldn't score. He looked like an amateur today.
Okay. I think you froze. So I guess I'll go with my stock up, stock down. Stock up, it's got to be Geno Stone. He's been a replacement for Kyle Hamilton. He's been a replacement for Marcus Williams. He's doing his thing, stepping in with limited reps and made the most of it. He's leading the team in interceptions with 3. So shout out to him. He's been cut by this team a couple of times, but he's fought his way back. He's the definition of perseverance. So stock up, Geno Stone. Stock down, I'm not going to go with the Todd Monken angle. I'm going to have to go with, I guess, John Harbaugh. Because once again, he is the leader of this crew. He sets everything in motion. He puts it all together. And I just think that,
Hey,
oh, what's up? He's back.
how's it going?
I'm chilling. I just think that John Harbaugh is the one that is steering the ship into the ground. I know some of you guys love him. I know some of you guys think, well, what are we going to do without him? Win a championship. Maybe get some players that actually have some dog in them. And I think that's my biggest beef with John Harbaugh. We get these choir boy dudes, and today reminds me consistently that we took Kamale Correa instead of taking Derrick Henry.
Bronson Kaufusi
instead of Joe Tooney.
Yeah, you took Ronnie instead of Larry Tunsil.
Yeah, we could have had Larry Tunsil. Still one of the best left tackles in the league. I think he's the highest paid once again, and he's on his third contract.
Yep. So I mean, Ravens probably looking at that like they dodged a bullet, but still, they draft safe, they coach safe, or as I call it, scared. You take 6 players in the 4th round instead of trading up to get one difference maker because you're scared. Right. You're scared of expectations. You're scared of failing, and you can't really. You're not going to succeed if that's your mindset.
Facts. Oh, and listen, Muscala. I'm with you to an extent, but Marcus Williams is a football player, and football players are going to do what football players do. If you ask a football player, is he healthy enough to play? 9 times out of 10, they're going to tell you yes. I put this on the coaching staff. I put this on the coaching staff for saying that this man can't lift his arm up. Like, he went to tackle Derrick Henry a couple times and literally did like this.
Because the thing is, if the coach or the trainer or whoever comes to you and asks you if you can go, you know that they have the expectation that you can play.
Right.
They're not going to ask you if they think you can't go. They're not going to say, man, Marcus can't lift his arm. He definitely shouldn't be out there today. Let's go ask him if he thinks he should play. Right? What they say when they say, hey, can you go? Is, man, you better go.
You better go. We get you $70 million. You've been oft injured since you got here. Make your worth known. So it is what it is. All right. Coming up to the end of the show, AFC North watch. Cleveland Browns minus Deshaun Watson minus Nick Chubb beat the vaunted, supposedly number 1 team in the NFL, San Francisco 49ers. The Pittsburgh Steelers were off, and also the Cincinnati Bengals beat Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks. Apparently, Geno Smith wrote back, but nobody went and checked the mail.
Why you gotta be like that with you? I've never seen a bigger hater than you for no reason.
Hell, I don't hate Geno. No reason. I don't hate him.
There are athletes that I hate on,
right?
But there's reasons. You dislike Geno just because.
Okay, I dislike Geno because he came out so cocky, like he was the man.
He was the man.
In West Virginia with Tavon. He wasn't the man after he left.
He wasn't the man in New York with no talent around him and a moron for a head coach who was more concerned about. I mean, I don't want to go into the details, but I mean, we all saw that tattoo, right?
We saw the tattoo.
We all saw the tattoo, and he wasn't the man there, and then was never given another shot to play.
But you know who that sounds like to an extent? Lamar Jackson. No talent around him. Moron as a head coach.
but he's been the starting quarterback this is his 6th year.
Because he can play.
Right. Now, and we've talked about this before. He has unbelievable athletic ability. He has that's not true, Tavon. And he's the best. He's the best runner at quarterback to ever play in the league, right. And that allows you to stay on the field while you're developing as a passer. Geno Smith isn't an athlete like that. They drafted that man Stephen Hill. That was his. That was it. It was Stephen Hill.
I forgot about him. And all he could do was run fast.
Yeah, that's all he could do. He couldn't catch. He couldn't turn. Nothing.
That is fact.
And then after like a year and a half, 2 years, he couldn't really run fast either.
It's true. This is true. Chef has a question. He says, "How can we improve the red zone? Get a new coaching staff."
Yeah, that's all on the coach. I don't even think you need a new coaching staff. I think you need John Harbaugh to get out of the way of the current coaching staff.
Todd Monken does look a little frustrated sometimes. Like you just see the stress in his face. Like I see what Greg Roman was going through.
It's like you remember Any Given Sunday, Crozier, and he's in there talking to Al. It's wide open out there. They're begging for us to throw it into the flat. Nah, I know this guy. This guy's right. Small. Right. Run it up the middle.
he's like, come on, Tony. He's screaming for it in the flats. Nah, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna stick to this old school way. And Jamie Foxx told him, like, yo, you need to give it the times, or you're going to lose games. And every time I watch that movie, even to this day, I think I'm watching.
And then dumbass went to the next team with Al Pacino.
Because he learned how to adapt and adjust. He realized his ways weren't working.
No, he didn't.
But he let Willie Beeman be Willie Beeman. I think, you know what? I think that's got to be the correlation. That has to be the correlation to the Baltimore Ravens. Any given Sunday, you have an old school coach that refuses to let go of what he knows, and you have this dynamic quarterback that's changing the game, making plays, but yet and still you want to do things your way instead of the winning way.
But you know why it is a correlation to the Ravens? Because that head coach only listens when his job is on the line. Right. Cameron Diaz was going to fire his ass. Okay. And then he was like, Willie, save me. Right. And now he's going to that new team. He got a new contract. He's very secure. He ain't going to listen to Willie. He going to bring Cap. Cap going to bring the back.
There's a Cap got retired, bro. Even though his wife wants him to die out there so she can get that money.
65 years old playing as an NFL quarterback.
He's like, you got 2 more years in you. He's like, huh? Can't even remember my damn name. All right. You know what? Let me get to this baby. So anything else that you want to get into before we go?
No. What you mean? Before we go? No.
Oh, you know what? I think I do have something that I've been forgetting, and my apologies. We have a couple questions. Question 1 is from Julian. It says it's a non-Ravens question. It says, looks like a lot of Steelers fans are turning on Tomlin. Any chance the Steelers and him part ways? Contract ends in 2024. And any chance Ravens pick him up if Harbaugh leaves and McDonald goes to another team?
This is a flawed premise to your question, Julian, because they're not turning on Tomlin. They haven't liked Tomlin for years in Pittsburgh.
At all. They have not liked him at all.
So, no, I don't think there's any chance of him going anywhere.
And the likelihood of them both leaving their teams in the same year, I don't see it. I mean, I personally would love to swap head coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how that works. You can't bring back Canada, though. Like, we got to let sleeping dogs lie. But aside from that, listen, the coach that tries to get the most out of his players, and he's connected with the times. Like, he's run a team that has been the highest passing team in the league. Like, Ben Roethlisberger has had seasons where he's had 50 touchdowns, 5,000 yards. But they've also had teams that have run and been a run dominant defensive heavy team. So I think he's a little more flexible in going both ways. John Harbaugh is just stuck in his way. So I personally would take John Harbaugh. What's going on, Barry? How you doing, Mr. Galloway?
You would take John Harbaugh?
No, I would take Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, there you go. What up, Dre? But listen, it doesn't have to be. Look, there's a lot of coaching talent out there.
Right.
Like, you don't need to worry about who the next coach is going to be. That's what we're saying. The difference is between firing John Harbaugh and trying to trade Ronnie Stanley. There isn't a lot of left tackle. There aren't a lot of left tackles out there that you can just go pick up. There are a lot of coaches you can go hire.
Facts. All right, Bailey got beat. He says, "What's your take on our new offensive scheme? Do you think that Monken is adjusting to what defense gives us? Well, particularly second half and closing games." And no, I don't think that he's adapting to anything. I just think he's going out there calling plays, doing what John Harbaugh is telling him to do. I don't think that he actually has the command of the offense that we think that he has. I don't think that he has the capabilities to do what he wants offensively. It's listen, get a lead, run the ball, secure the lead, win a game. That's pretty much it. So to me personally, no, I don't think so. How about you, B?
No, I agree, and it makes sense. Todd Monken wasn't on anybody's radar for an NFL offensive coordinator position, right? And not with the Ravens. On Harbaugh, he went after someone who's desperate to get back in the league, someone who is gonna do what he tells him to do, right? You get one of these hotshot offensive coordinators who's going to be a head or is looking to be a head coach in the next year or two. They're going to do things their way because they're not going to let you ruin their reputation while they're trying to build up their career. Todd Monken, he's been through that cycle already, right? I mean, he had his shot as the guy. It didn't work out. He got sent down to college, and John reached down and plucked him out of that cesspool and brought him back up to the show. So he's doing what John tells him to do.
Indeed. All right. Appreciate you all for your questions. You will get your loyalty points added. And if you don't know what loyalty points are, we give loyalty points here for gifts at the end of every month. The way that you get your loyalty points, how you ask is, hey, just come in, hang out with us, chat.
I'm sorry. You took that comment down really fast. So I had to read the rest of it. Roman made him a quarterback. Get the fuck out of here, man. What are you talking about?
Roman made who a quarterback?
Lamar. Roman and Hall.
Who said that?
Your boy Robert.
Roman made him a quarterback. So what you're telling me is when Lamar was in college and he won a Heisman, and in his next season, when he had a better season than the Heisman season and should have won it back to back, being a quarterback who happened to run for 1,500 yards each year, the Ravens made him a quarterback by making him run. That's not making somebody a quarterback. That's making a quarterback a running back. Like they did the total opposite. And now they're reversing course and trying to get things together and overpaying for a wide receiver, giving him $15 million because they know that they made a mistake and messed up and they can't win it the way that they're doing it. I mean, but everybody has their own opinion. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But listen, I gotta go tend to my baby. Rodney, appreciate you being here. Let the people know where they can find you, so I can go get this kid and do what I need to do.
Yeah, they can find me on Lunch Break Hot Take. We are there doing a live show every Wednesday evening at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time, followed up by the Overtime Show for patrons. You can find me on Monday night over on Sip to Tally Films at 9 p.m. Eastern Time with Hendo, with OTR Mike, with Chris Just Joking from the Deep Cover Pod with my brother Jose. We're doing the Ravens Roundup. And you can find me on Tuesdays at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time on Steel Conspiracy over on Suge Knight 323. Not this week. We're taking a break this week, but every Tuesday after that. And then sometimes you can find us on Ring Kings Podcast. When there's a big fight, we usually live stream after that. And we've got some recording to do. So we've got some content to put out. I don't know what you're laughing at.
Yo, for the content. Appreciate you, Robin. Listen, it's all love here. It's all love here. Listen, we talk what we talk, but listen, as long as you do it respectfully, it's no issues here. Everybody has their own opinion. I don't get mad at people's opinions. You think what you think, I think what I think. It is what it is. But I gotta go tend to the baby. And appreciate you all for hanging out with us for this last 55 minutes, even though it was supposed to be 20, but Bradley just couldn't shut up. So I do thank you all for stopping by.